Hello, and this is episode number 10 of the Alfology 2 podcast. You are very, very most welcome. Quick note to those of you who are watching this on YouTube, you may note that I am dressed like Walter White from Breaking Bad in my methamphetamine cooking gear, and my beard, and my glasses, and my freshly shaven head. Reason for that is I have a costume party tonight, and this is how I'm going, and I'm sort of digging the look for now, so that's why I'm recording the podcast like this. For those of you listening via a podcast app, I will update the artwork on the episode so you can see me in all my glory as well. Only issue is that the glasses are a bit reflective, so I'm going to take those off and we will go from there. So here we are, Love Island episode. I don't watch Love Island personally. It's not for me. Don't have anything against it. You know, I don't buy into the whole it's stupid, dumb, brain dead TV, so no one will watch it. It's entertaining for people, I guess. So if you watch it, then power to you. Keep on watching it and enjoy that. For those of you that don't watch it, I think this episode is still for you. So it's a bit of something for everybody in here. The idea is for this one is that we change the format of Love Island. So it's Love Island is basically for couples finding love, and we change it to for people finding friends. So it's Love Island, but for mates. That's the idea. For those of you who don't watch Love Island, who know nothing about it, I have been trawling through the internet and watching little clips of it, and I will try and, in my limited knowledge, explain to you how it works. So the current format of Love Island, it's been on for a few years, is they send a bunch of people out to, I think it's Mallorca, and they stick them in a basically like some sort of lush, very large villa with 69 cameras pointed at them at all times. So that there's constant cameras, and every night they get dressed up and they all go and see each other. All these people. There's men and there's women. I think it's pretty much a straight program. I don't think there's any sort of element of you can jack up with people of the same sex. I don't think that's in there, but I could also be wrong. And anyway, you pick a member of the opposite sex. And they pick you, and you end up in a couple, and you spend time together, and you go on dates, and essentially, people then watch that. From time to time, they recouple. So people who aren't happy in their couples, because initially they pick on looks. So you would initially go, well, I like the look of you, so we'll be in a couple. But as time develops, you get to know each other a little bit better. They get the opportunity to reconsider and redecide what they're going to be doing. So they get the opportunity to recouple. The contestants are also originally chosen by looks, I think. I don't think there's a lot of sort of personality and or brain power needed to be on the show. I'm not saying that people on the show don't have those things, but I think pretty much people on Love Island are chosen by their looks to be on the show. One of the issues is that I think there might be an odd number of them. And if you aren't picked to be in a couple, you have to leave. So that's how they sort of eliminate people as they go. I believe there's also an opportunity for people to vote contestants out via an app. So they could be happily in a couple, but they're not popular with the audience, so they are voted out. And they're made to do different challenges. I don't really know what the challenges are, but they do challenges, and they can win individual prizes throughout. They also go on dates separately away from the group, because I think most of it's in the group, but sometimes they take couples away because I guess that's more entertaining. New inmates, if that's what they're called. I know I'm wearing an orange jumpsuit, so inmates is the operative word, but new inmates are introduced throughout. I don't really know how that works, but anyway, I don't know. There's only double beds throughout the villa, so they have to sleep together. Although I don't believe there's any porn involved, which really is quite disappointing. And I'm pretty sure that the last couple standing, so after all the other ones have been voted out or not picked, or for whatever reason throughout, they've been sent home, the last couple standing wins, and they win a prize. But I don't know what it is. It might be 50 grand or a holiday. And then they are, in theory, supposed to stay in a couple afterwards, even though they don't. And that is essentially Love Island for you. But that is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about Love Island, but for mates. So there's a couple of ideas for this. The first idea was an idea that my friend introduced when I was talking to him about this episode, and I think it's a good idea, but maybe not one I'm going to explore today. I did have a little go at sort of looking at it when I was sort of writing the show, but I failed to get enough together for it. So my idea is for Pub Island. So it's Love Island, but for finding friends. He sort of took that idea and took it to the next level, where it's still sort of Pub Island, but it's anti-Pub Island, where you take people who are sort of like, I guess, alcoholics who love the pub, and you put them on an island, such as Mallorca. You put them in the villa, take the booze away, take away all their comforts. No gambling machines. No nothing. No bar snacks. No anything you can get in a pub. And you take these regular frequenters of a pub and you put them there, and they sit in the sun, and you watch it degenerate. You watch them tear each other to shreds, and that would be the show. There's two reasons why I sort of didn't really get too far with this one. Despite the fact it would be very entertaining to watch sort of regular pub goers be deprived of booze and get into punch-ups. First of all, it's sort of unethical. But second of all, depriving addicts of what they're addicted to and sticking them in a confined space and watching them fight. There's a name for that, and it's Big Brother. It's already been done. That was the issue with that one. So we went on to my idea, which is Pub Island. So the idea for this is it's the same as meeting people in a pub, meeting strangers in a pub. So you put all these strangers, all these contestants, they don't have to be good looking like original Love Island. They just have to, they get chosen on sort of like personality and how good a laugh they are and what their pub chat is like. That is how we choose the inmates. So they go into the Pub Island, the villa, and the idea is to make friends. The idea is not to have sex or make love or be couples. In fact, it's actively discouraged and it's banned. So sex is completely banned. It's not allowed. If you try and have sex with someone, you're kicked out of the villa and replaced by a new contestant. And within that, there are obviously a number of rules, like, can you do man hugs? Yes, you can. You can do man hugs. And another friend of mine suggested this, that man hugs are allowed, but only up to 4 seconds. Any hug longer than 4 seconds constitutes sort of pushing too far towards sex, and it's banned. You're not allowed to do it. So no sex, maximum hugs of 4 seconds. Kissing, okay, as long as it's a drunk snog and it doesn't go any further. So not arranging to couples, because obviously that would just degenerate very quickly. Groups of 4. Perfect group size for down the pub is a group of 4, really, isn't it? You want 4 of you. It's easy for rounds. It's easy for chat. You don't end up just breaking into separate groups. So groups of 4 for Pub Island. And mixed sex, this isn't a male-dominated thing or a female-dominated thing. Mixed sex, and we all just try and get along and make friends. And it's all very wholesome and nice. Every night they come down, they have wine, they have pints. If they don't want to drink, there's lime and soda available. So wine, pints, lime and soda. And if it really, really gets going, if it really hots up, there are some shots available, such as tequila. And who doesn't want to see people trapped in a villa together who don't know each other, who are trying to be friends, next some tequila, and then really get the party started? In terms of the challenges that they do, like obviously this is perfect. Pub games such as snooker or darts or spoofing. If you ever played spoofing, I suggest you look it up and do it. Pub quiz in your 4s. You know, that would actually be quite good to watch. What strangers do pub quizzes together? Because either they gel really well and fucking love it and get on really well and like smash the quiz, or it would create rift between them, and then you get to watch the classic bitching, which Love Island is so famous for. So they have this party every night, but then there's also opportunity for bonus features and bonus content where these people are hungover. So you get to, maybe at the start of each episode, I don't know. Yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe at the start of each episode, they show you some clips of the hangovers throughout the day. So, you know, someone just chucking up in the pool. That's actually quite horrible, isn't it? Chucking up in the pool. But sure, it would be done. You know, lying on the sunbed with a red wine hangover, getting baked. It would be amazing. Slapping sun cream on yourself. Or forgetting to slap sun cream on yourself because you're asleep because you're hungover and being like a lobster in the evening. So that would be great bonus content to have, I guess, like just before the adverts on each episode. You could show the hangovers throughout the day. And also, that would then lead into the next night where they have to drink again. They'd be like, oh, fuck, I don't want to drink anymore. But it's like, well, you're on TV and you have to. It's the rules. Here's a pint of Guinness to get over your hangover. And who doesn't want to see someone drink a pint of Guinness when they've got a hangover? Nobody. That is entertainment gold. Okay. And obviously, the recoupling thing, we would have to have some sort of element of requadrupling. So if you're not getting on well in your 4, you're allowed to be put back in the mixer and join another 4. Because obviously not all groups are just gonna bond. Because Love Island it's initially selected on looks, it's quite difficult to do that with Pub Island because you don't just select people you like the look of. It may be they could do like a 1-minute presentation on their personality when they get into the villa, and then that's how they're chosen. So you've got 1 minute to work out whether or not you like them, or we just do it at random and sort of see how they do it. It'd be a bit like a good little sort of social experiment to see how well people get on, a bit like that Married at First Sight thing, but it's for groups of mates in the pub. So after the requadrupling, it goes through, and we eliminate 4 each week. So you just have maybe we need a bigger villa because there's obviously more than 4. I don't know about the double beds. I mean, it might be a cool thing that, like, because you're mates, you can sleep in double bed together because that's what mates do. You know, no issues there. But you're not allowed to have sex, so it might sort of add an extra dimension to that. You know, males and females who are drunk sleeping together and not being allowed to have sex, that might sort of spice it up a little bit. Anyway, so we eliminate 4 each week. Or I don't know how often they are eliminated, but you eliminate 4 as you go. And then it gets down to it. And obviously the challenges get harder and harder. And they lay the booze on thicker and thicker. And really, it's both a test of their personalities and how well they're accepted by the public and each other, but also their capacity to put away pints. And there's not really enough shows. I mean, like, it'd be like sort of a mix between Love Island and Man versus Food. So we could call it, I don't know, Pub Island Men versus Pints, which would be great. Man versus Pints. I think that might actually be a different podcast. Maybe I could revisit my whole thing that I had years ago. Years ago, I used to have this thing where I had a bet with a mate. In fact, it's his party tonight that I'm going to as Walter White, that I could drink 100 pints in a week, which is 14.6 pints a day, I think. And I've always thought I could do 20 for 2 days. It's 40 pints in the first 2 days. And then sort of do 10 for the remainder of the days and sort of just knock it off slowly after that. But anyway, it never got done because he wouldn't trust me. He thinks I just pour the pints away, which I wouldn't because I'm an honourable man. So I might do that eventually, maybe as a podcast, describe it each day, man versus pints. But that's a separate issue. We're talking about Pub Island right now. Pub Island or man versus pint. Or, you know, that could be one of the challenges. Challenge week. The final week, 8 contestants, sort of two groups. They have to drink, I don't know, 300 pints per group between them. So it's a physical challenge as well in Pub Island. Winners, I don't know about the winners. I don't know if we're just offering a cash prize, or maybe we could take them on like a stag do style party to like Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest would be cool. And then you could do a follow-up show on how they performed at Oktoberfest, which would be awesome. You know, watching them sort of party it up in Oktoberfest, interview them afterwards, see how they got on. That would be quite cool. I think the great thing about this is that these people would be popular, but not in the same way that Love Island contestants are popular. Love Island contestants often become influencers on Instagram and the like. They start selling products for companies. They have to do nightclub appearances, and it all gets a little bit sort of very, very short-term celebrity hype, which I think isn't very good for their mental health. And it's been sort of proven in the fact that 2 people have killed themselves after appearing on Love Island. With Pub Island, I think more their fame would steer them towards or stand-up comedy or panel shows, you know, like Have I Got News for You or Would I Lie to You or something like that, rather than that, which I don't think is quite so unhealthy. Or you could sort of hire them to be, sat on the table at your wedding and have a good laugh, because these people are maybe proven to have sort of great social skills and be good fun, so that they could sort of almost be paid to be fun people. Or they'd end up being influenced as well, but instead of being influenced for moisturizer and makeup, they'd end up being beer influencers. So you'd get like, I don't know, Gloucester Brewery paying a Pub Island contestant to say, "Oh, aren't I enjoying this lovely pint of session IPA?" To sort of influence them on Instagram, which again would be awesome. Great for the contestants, great for the companies, great for the show. So ultimately, I think it's a good idea. I'm going to send this clip to ITV, and we'll see if we can make Pub Island happen. I would happily go on it. I reckon I'd be a good contestant on Pub Island. Although the podcast might suffer if I'm boozing every single night, but you never know. I won't need the podcast then. I guess I'll be so famous that this would just be a speck of dust in my history. Anyway, I will be sending Pub Island as an idea to ITV, and we'll see where we go from there. Look, that's all I've got to say about Pub Island and Love Island. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you think there's some good ideas in there. If you don't, then fuck off. You don't have to watch it. And if you're still watching it and you haven't been enjoying the ideas, then what the hell are you doing? Well, that's pretty much it, I think. Do follow the podcast, subscribe, whatever, 5 stars, thumbs up, all that jazz. Leave good reviews, leave positive comments. If you have things that are negative to say, then fuck off, as I said before. No, in all seriousness, if you do have things negative to say, I would be happy to argue with you. Follow on Instagram, Alfology_2, Twitter, Alfology2. Check out the website where you can listen to the podcast, alfology2.com. Also starting to transcribe some of the episodes. So for people who are hard of hearing or for people who prefer reading, you can see the transcriptions on the website, although that does take ages, so it's a bit of a slow process. Next episode will not be an episode, it will be a roundup of episodes 1 to 10, just for people who can't be bothered to listen to the whole thing. If you can't be bothered to listen to the whole thing and you are a new listener, then do listen to the next one, because I'll just be giving you a flavour of each of the episodes, and you will be able to work out if you want to listen to the rest of it. I feel like we've covered some good ideas so far on the podcast, so sort of do keep up with it. Plenty more to come. I've made many promises to have guests on, and those promises will come through. I will have guests on. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of organisation, and sort of still building some momentum with the podcast. And you can't really have guests on when you're still that small. So anyway, guests are coming soon. First 10 episodes, roundup is the next on the list. Do subscribe, follow on social media, go back to the beginning and watch the rest of the podcast if you so wish. And other than that, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.